In a world obsessed with noise, where everyone rushes to speak first, to be the loudest, to dominate with words and drama, the true alpha, the sigma, doesn't need noise to lead, doesn't need chaos to control, doesn't need approval to exist. He understands the power of presence, the rare strength in stillness, the silent command that turns heads and bends atmospheres without uttering a syllable. Because real power doesn't announce itself. It emanates. It radiates from your posture, from your gaze, from the energy you carry into a room. And if you truly want to control a room without saying a word, you must first control yourself, because the loudest minds are the most undisciplined, and the strongest minds are the calmest, the ones that don't react, don't chase validation, don't flinch under pressure, but instead operate like a silent storm, commanding without demanding, influencing without forcing, leading without shouting. And it starts with the way you walk into the room. Not looking for attention, but owning your space. Not seeking approval, but radiating intent. Not trying to impress, but effortlessly standing out. And when you understand this, you realize that real power isn't in your voice, it's in your eyes, your silence, your aura, how you hold your ground when others panic, how you observe while others perform, how you maintain composure when others seek chaos. Because the man who can sit in silence and still be heard is the most dangerous man in the room. The man who can look into someone's eyes and strip away their arrogance with just one glance is the man who doesn't need words. And that man is the Sigma, the lone wolf who doesn't follow the crowd, doesn't need a pack, because his presence alone changes the climate of any space he enters. And the key to that presence is self-mastery, discipline over emotions, clarity over confusion, power over ego. Because when you control your mind, your body follows, your energy follows, and people begin to feel your presence before you speak. They begin to wonder who you are before you've said anything, because you don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to boast or convince. Your actions, your posture, your eyes, they speak louder than words ever could. And that's what separates the Sigma from the crowd. Because while everyone else tries to dominate with noise, the Sigma dominates with silence, with poise, with energy. And if you want to reach that level, you must kill the urge to speak without value. You must develop the discipline to listen more than you talk, to see more than you show, to feel more than you reveal. And when you do that, your presence becomes magnetic. People can't help but notice you, respect you, even fear you, not because of what you say, but because of who you are, how deeply rooted you stand in yourself, how unshakable your spirit is when others crumble, how composed you are when others fumble, because the strongest energy in the room doesn't need to announce itself. It is felt, and to reach that, you must build yourself in silence. You must train your body, sharpen your mind, fortify your soul until you become undeniable, until your very existence becomes a reminder of what true control looks like. And control isn't loud. It's precise, it's intentional, it's confident. Without being arrogant, calm without being weak, focused without being frantic. And when you walk into a room with that kind of energy, people feel it in their bones. They sit up straighter, they speak differently, they adjust themselves without knowing why. Because deep down, they sense that they are in the presence of someone who does not need their validation, someone who does not seek approval, someone who moves to the beat of his own code, and that someone is you when you become the man who walks alone, who speaks little but says everything, who controls the room not through noise but through presence, through the gravity of your character, the power of your discipline, the certainty of your purpose. And that's what it means to be a Sigma. To influence without speaking, to lead without chasing, to dominate without trying. Because in a world where everyone is shouting to be seen, the man who can stand in silence and still be heard is the one who owns the room. Not because he speaks, but because he doesn't need to.